Good evening traders, Russell Sandiford here for another weekly market outlook for Easy Markets. A few big stories coming out of late last week. Of course, none bigger than that US dollar picture for the headline monthly jobs data. Now, we didn't get that stellar plus 300 number that the forecasts were all pointing towards, but that $260,000 print was pretty strong. Now, initially there was that knee-jerk move lower. We saw dollar yen for a good example there. Move from that 114 handle very quickly back to 113.50 or 113.60 before heading sharply north again. Now, Donald Trump is on the ground in Asia, particularly Japan today. He did a joint press conference about half an hour ago, which didn't move the needle. However, earlier today in the Asian session, the dollar yen certainly made a run higher, touching highs around 114.75. For mine, that's a very bullish signal. We may see 115 this week. Let's keep watching for that one. Now, just to finish off last week, what a resounding rally we saw in Bitcoin. Now, for a long time, I've been talking about 7,500 as a key benchmark for the year end for Bitcoin. Now, even I was surprised we got there much quicker than I thought. And some of the other big movers, oil, you can't ignore that oil rally. It's another one on the easymarkets.com.au website. We like to focus on trying to see where it can form a base, and the story continued higher for oil last week, getting off that $54 marker and finding a base towards $56. For mine traders, that rally's not done. I think we will see $60 on WTI on oil very soon. So where's the action shifting to this week? Well, we've got, for example, tomorrow here in Australia, the RBA are expected to sit on their hands. Now, nobody really expects a move from the RBA, but it will be hard for the RBA sentiment and tone to talk about a high Aussie dollar because simply we don't have a high Aussie dollar anymore. So it'll be interesting to see what the RBA commentary looks like and what their tone is. The RBNZ, of course, is Thursday in New Zealand. Now, earlier today, we saw the inflation estimates miss the market just a little bit there for New Zealand. That's another reason for mine why the Kiwi dollar is in for a very rough end to this calendar year. As well, traders, my trade of the week, which is playing that divergence. I think Aussie Kiwi, it's just regained that 111 handle earlier today. I don't think it will go bananas this week because remember, Australia's inflation was also a miss last month. But I think it can make it back to that 112, even maybe 112.30 area on Aussie Kiwi this week, particularly on Thursday if we see that RBNZ sitting on their hands again. Now, the other big move from last week that I have to comment on, of course, is dollar CAD. The employment story, the employment data out of Canada was quite good. It's always a challenge when that data hits a newswires at exactly the same time as the headline non-farm payroll data does. But nevertheless, dollar CAD looked like getting its steam up to 130 last week and then just capitulated back under 127 as the US data was taken a little bit as dollar soft. And of course, the oil rally also helps to support the CAD. So look, there's a bit of action everywhere this week. We do have ECB speaker, we do have Bank of Canada and Janet Yellen both speaking midweek, as well as some employment, some tier 2 employment data for the US on Friday. So it will be a bit of a mixed picture, potentially watching how the Donald Trump tour of Asia plays out as he gets from Japan to South Korea and on to China. Those stories and those headlines into the rhetoric regarding trade should be quite pivotal for the US dollar. So I'm interested to see if dollar yen can make it back above 115. I think it can. I've changed my tune on that one and I'm now bullish dollar yen, even in the face of a potential North Korean flare-up again this week with Donald Trump on the ground. So my best trade is definitely Aussie Kiwi long, and look for those commodity currencies apart from the CAD to have a bad week. Okay, I hope you guys go well, and as always, if you need a hand, just give us a call at the Easy Markets dealing desk.